Well, good morning, my friends. Today is October 3rd. This is Healing the Heart of America. And the topic today is going to be missing children. And that includes both the crisis with the children at the border at the south in the United States, and also just missing children in general around the world. It's a huge problem. So, let's just begin. Let's begin. We'll move into our hearts. And as we move into our hearts, from that place in our hearts, we will address this issue, how we feel about it, and the issues facing the country regarding it. So first, just check in to see where you are right now. How do you feel? What's your state? What's your connection to your environment right now, to the room you're in, to your chair? And all we're doing is we're noticing. And here, let's move into saying hello to our hearts by putting our hands over our hearts. And just sit here in this very ancient posture, where we connect the energy of our hands to the energy of our heart. It's a giant or a self-referral loop, because energy goes through our arms from the heart into the hands, and we put this energy back into our heart. Only somehow the energy has been shifted by going through the energy centers in our hands. And maybe we can feel our heartbeat, the pumping in our heart, in our chest. Maybe not. And just check in with yourself after sitting with your hands on your heart for just a minute or so. Do the same kind of check with your environment, within yourself. Has anything shifted within yourself? Any shift in the level of silence? Perhaps even open your eyes, look around the room. Has your perception shifted? Has your sense of who you are shifted? And it's okay if nothing's happening for you. That's information also. For most of us, I know, just from talking to people, just sitting there with your hands in your heart, almost universally, something changes. And that's the beginning of the process of moving into our hearts. So when it's convenient, take your hands down, or keep them up as you like. And let's go into our practice of heart rhythm meditation. This practice that comes from the desert fathers and desert mothers of antiquity, these great God-realized beings that meditated with their heart and with their breath. And just begin by sitting up straight, feet on the floor. Check the alignment of your head, perhaps. Move it back and forth till you hit that sweet spot where it's just has that wonderful alignment. And just begin to notice your breathing. How easy is it? How full? Is one nostril more open than the other? Compare your inhale to your exhale. One faster, one shorter, one more full, whatever. All we're doing by noticing these things is giving ourselves feedback and loving the breathing process. No agenda, just watching it. And now let's shift it into a full exhale and a full inhale. We get this full exhale by pulling our abdominal muscles all the way back towards our spine. And notice how easy it is to exhale. So just for a minute or so, full inhale, full exhale. And just as an aside, I think we have a workaround for the technological problems. And I think we will have the optional second half of this session this afternoon or this morning. So stay around if you're interested in that part of it. So back to our full breathing. And again, just notice what happens when you breathe fully. When we fill up our system with prana. What you might notice, and it may be true or may not be true, is an underlying increase in the vibration in your system. You just start to feel a faint sense of energy vibrating through your system. Everyone may experience this differently. It doesn't matter if we experience it at all. Over time, you'll begin to notice. Breathe more fully, more energy in the system. And from here, let's begin the next faint shift in this practice and connect the rhythm of our breath to the rhythm of our heartbeat. This means allow yourself to feel your heartbeat. Maybe that's easy to do. Just feel it within your body, or feel your pulse. You can feel it many places. Or you can simply feel the pulse on your wrist or your neck or over your heart. Or hold your breath for 10, 20, 30 seconds. And just begin to inhale to, I'm going to say 8 breaths, whatever number is good for you. Exhale 8 breaths. Or 8 heartbeats, I'm sorry. Could be 6, could be 10, whatever is good for you. But as we begin this connection of the 2 basic rhythms in our heart and our body, we enliven the 3rd rhythm, the cerebral spinal fluid pumping up and down the spine into the brain. And we connect to the rhythm of the magnetic body of the earth. And if you've given a name to your heartbeat, usually that's some divine being that you feel a connection to. Certainly continue with that practice whenever we do this. And again, notice your experience. How quiet have you become? How energized have you become? How connected to your heart have you become? How embodied have you become? The intention is for us, fully grounded, fully embodied, honoring the wisdom and intelligence of our bodies, to walk the earth being the great spiritual being that we are. No bypassing, no disconnecting from our bodies. We're looking for the fullest expression of the divine within our life. And that takes the heart, it takes the body. And every morning we've been expanding on this practice, just variations on a theme, so to speak. So this morning I'd like to introduce a practice for getting guidance in your life. It's called the swinging breath. And what it involves is inhaling from our backs into our behind us, from this great field of energy behind us. All the great beings have our back, so to speak. This vast, unmanifest field behind us. Of course, it's in front of us. But the back of the heart is very sensitive and very open to them. So just as we inhaled directly the energy into our heart a few days ago, now we want to pull energy into our heart from behind us as we inhale, keeping the rhythm of our heartbeat and our breath connected. We inhale 8 heartbeats, or just simply 8 counts. Fill up the heart with energy and wisdom and guidance, and then expand, breathe the energy out, exhale the energy straight out in front of us, filling the world with this energy. We inhale 8 heartbeats, 6 or 10, whatever, into the heart from the back, and then exhale out the front. So let's just try this a couple times. Inhale, 2, 3, I won't count, you can count. And then exhale out the front. Now, if that's just the basic step, what we do is we inhale from the back, fill the heart, expand out to all of creation, and then we inhale back into the heart from the front. Fill the heart up and exhale out to the back this time. So we go back and forth, starting from the back all the way forward. Inhale, exhale from the front. Inhale back into the heart, exhale back out to the back. We're swinging, and what we're doing is we're taking the energy from the divine in the back out into creation, and then we're taking the energy of creation back into the heart, that information from creation back into the unmanifest part of creation. We become the focal point, the center point between creation and the unmanifest. And the idea is we want to take some question in our life. Some question in our life, and just embrace the question and let it go. And allow it to be answered by the divine in this manner. The wisdom of the unmanifest, the wisdom of the manifest, flowing through us, communicating back and forth. There's been a very interesting study done. As you just keep reading this pattern, I'll just tell it to you. It's about solving the New York Times crossword puzzle. They've done studies on this. When it comes out on Sunday morning, people who do the crossword puzzle on Sunday morning, compared to the people who do it on Monday morning, it takes much longer on Sunday morning. And the theory is that as everyone does this crossword puzzle, that information gets loaded up to the infinite, in this case behind us. And the people doing the crossword puzzle the next day tap into that subconsciously. That in other words, there is a give and take. The divine giving guidance, energy, and direction, and then creation pouring information back, feedback, in this beautiful loop back to the divine. quite an astounding perception from this study. So just ask the question, swing the breath from back to front, from front to back, through the heart. And here's the advice in terms of getting the answer. Sometimes it just comes as a subtle impulse, like, oh, here's the direction for me to go in this area of my life. Sometimes it takes a couple days for it to show up. It'll show up. Someone will just say something and it'll just click. That's the answer. Or it'll show up in a dream, or it could show up any way you want it to. We just want to be open and receptive to the results of this incredible process of connecting the fullness of the Absolute with the fullness of creation. And this is just another way of doing what we do every morning, of expanding out. Expanding out. So right now we've been going from front to back and from back to front. Now let's just shift that practice into inhaling into our heart and exhaling, expanding out in every direction. Inhale the energy into our heart and expanding our energy body out. We can all feel our skin, where the skin is. Just notice that there's energy beyond the skin. And it may be just faint, a few inches. Maybe 6, 12, 18 inches. It's different for everyone. Inhale into our hearts. As we exhale, let the energy body expand out. Expand out further. It's very faint. It's not like a big, as I said yesterday, not a big light show. It's not a big marching band out there. Sometimes it is. But most of the time, faint, subtle. And what we're doing, because it's out there already, is we're just practicing noticing it. And as much as we get is perfect. We're just playing. See if you can notice that it expands out to fill the room you're in. Expands out to fill the city you're in. To the boundaries of the country you're in. To the world. To all of creation. We are just at the edges of creation in the last breathing practice. Could you just let that shift into this vast cocoon all around us? Noticing the infinity of our energetic body. The infinite nature of our hearts. And notice our heart is still there, still beating. This vast, energetic expression that we are. Notice that our hearts are the center point the very center of our energetic body. Notice that it's true for everyone. There are billions of hearts out here, and who knows what's going on in other planets and other universes, other galaxies. Billions upon billions of hearts, all connected together at this door of the infinite, this very threshold of the infinite, merging in and out of the infinite. We call this the universal heart. We're deeply connected to it, at our core residing in it, along with all the illuminated beings. And would it be okay with you if you recognize that at your very core, each one of us is one of these illuminated beings, vast, infinite, all-loving, all-powerful, complete wisdom. At that level, this is our nature. And is it okay with us if we begin to claim this here in our physical body? We just set that intention. Set that intention and we let it go. And allow it to show up as it shows up. We do our practices. We favor doing what's right in the world. And that's enough. Step by step, we move into that vast, sovereign nature, all the while living right here in this planet. Now, from this great place of expansiveness, be sure to be back in your heart, feeling your heartbeat or your pulse. From this great place, let's look at this modern tragedy we're seeing. And it's not just Arizona, California, Texas, New Mexico borders, the border with Mexico. Apparently, where apparently 50,000 or 47,000 children have been separated from their parents. How does that feel when you hear that figure? 47,000 children separated from their mothers, from their fathers. Just feel that. Like I say, it's not just here. Feel that. We feel it because as we feel it, we love it. Perhaps you could take that energy into your heart, if that's easy for you, and allow compassion to rise up from that energy. Allow our hearts to transform that energy into compassion. Over in Europe, in 2015, the figure was 90,000 unaccompanied minors. That's mostly teens, but children as young as 8 were fleeing Syria, the Middle East, Libya, over into Europe, arriving in a new continent, not speaking the language, no parents with them. The parents could not take care of them, and they sent them there, rather than sending themselves with the hopes that their children would have a better life. Go into your heart and feel this. Many of us here in this community have a friend, Stacy Katakis, who's handling all these refugees in the Greek island of Lesbos and the refugee camps, and we hear stories of how grateful they are for the smallest of gifts for these children. For food, for snacks, for a blanket. Pull the energy into your heart as we think about this. Let it shift. And could we set the intention from our hearts that every child stays in a safe, loving environment with their parents on our home in this planet? We're just setting the intention from our hearts. In the United States, and I'm sure it's around the world, but in the United States, every year, 800,000 children go missing. They're mostly runaways. To be fair, the figure is about 115 children every year are abducted by a stranger. But 800,000 of them go missing every year. And once they're missing, how many of them turn up in sex trafficking rings, prostitution? We don't have a good figure on that. We'll go into that another day. But why would 800,000 children leave their homes every year? What kind of condition is it in? Do they live in? I once picked up a hitchhiker. This was ages ago when that was a cool thing to do. This was in the 70s. A young kid, 16 years old, frightened, running away from home. I was about 21 or 22. Picked him up late at night, and I said to him, "Why don't you go home? It's going to be better. Don't you think she's better at home?" And he looks at me and says, "You have no idea what my home is like." And I didn't. So can we feel the pain and the anguish of these 800,000 children that go missing every year? What does that do to your own heart? Let's open our hearts and just feel it, love it, and could we collectively allow that energy to shift into compassion, into love, into protection? And let's look at the parents of these children and check to see, are we judging them? Do we have this thought, what's wrong with you? Why would you do this to your children? And I know it's a reasonable thought to have on one level. But could you allow yourself to expand and experience these parents? And notice that I've made the assumption that the parents are bad parents. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe the kids just get into drugs and can't handle the authority or the discipline and run away. Who knows? Either way, could you connect with the anguish of the parents? And those parents who are abusive, either physically abusive or sexually abusive, will our judging them heal them? Or is it a far better strategy for us to sit in our hearts and love, and from the place of love, take whatever action is going to work and is full of common sense? This is not about being inactive. This is about acting from love. How would that feel compared to acting out of fear, out of anger, out of frustration? Far more powerful, I think. So could we expand our love for these parents, good parents and bad parents? Could we just love them? Could we know that at a very deep level we are connected to them? And for whatever reason, they have a place on this planet for the sake of the evolution of all of us. And could we be grateful if we've had children who did not run away, who did not go missing? Could we be grateful for our own children? Could we be grateful for the entire next generation? Sort of the hope, every next generation becomes the hope of humanity. Could we just love them? Who knows what solutions they will come up with, what challenges they will triumph over. We can't know. If we had our own, could we just love this whole generation that's arising? Could we love the runaways, the missing children? Could we love the children in the detention camps on the border, in Europe, the refugees? And could we love ourselves? And love ourselves some more? And sit in the realization that we are in the perfect place at the perfect time, and the world can get a whole lot better. Let's just move our attention very clearly into our hearts now. Perhaps put the energy in the soles of your feet. Make sure we're connected to the earth. And I thank you for joining me in this meditation. Take a moment or two and open your eyes when it's comfortable. To everyone online, I'm trying this workaround now. I apologize if it fails, but I think it'll work. It may just take a minute here. So at this point, can someone hit *6 and unmute themselves? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Fantastic.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, we are live. I am so happy.
So are we.
Yes. You know, the funny thing here is just talking about technology. So I realized my air conditioner broke this week, and I had to buy a new refrigerator. So something in my chart, something in my stars is saying technology problems here. So let's trust they are done with. So at this point, we move into the session where people can work. I'll work one-on-one with people who are stirred up, who are very frustrated, or just about anything. It doesn't have to be about the topic of the day. It's also a time, I realized, because I didn't discuss it earlier, where people can make suggestions for tomorrow's topic. So this came out of, today's topic came out of someone mentioning it yesterday. So is anyone either online or here in the group would like to work one-on-one? Or a comment, or no preaching, but a question.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, who's this?
Patsy, how are you?
Patsy, how are you? Nice to hear you again.
I'm doing terrific. I just want to comment. It's hard to feel stirred up after where you just took us. I mean, at least I'm not, stirred up. I love children, obviously, I think. I have children. These children that have disappeared, your heart just goes out to them.
Patsy,
but you did such an incredible, beautiful meditation.
Thank you very much, Patsy.
I just feel love for them. You really helped me open my heart for all the children. Doesn't matter where they are in the world.
Yeah.
So many children suffer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Wait, do you want to work? Yeah, come on up. Yeah, okay. So, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Kathy.
Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
So Kathy's up here. So what's going on, Kathy?
A lot of resistance.
Good. Good. So do you feel it in your body, or just a general sense?
It's mostly intellect.
Mostly intellect. Oh, good. So do you disapprove of this resistance? You wasn't here?
Do I disapprove?
Yeah, do you not like it?
I don't like the resistance.
Right. Do you like it or you don't not like it?
I would like to be in agreement, but I'm not.
Right. You don't like it.
So I don't like being in disagreement. Yeah,
Right.
I guess I don't like resistance.
Right. Right. Good. By the way, none of us like resistance.
Okay.
It's important that you recognize that there's some not liking going on here.
Okay.
Okay. And does that feel good when you don't like it?
No.
No. So it's okay if you let that go.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's okay. You may not know how to, right? But it's okay to let it go.
Okay.
It's okay that it goes. Let's put it that way, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay to let it go.
It's okay to let it go. So what happens when you make that choice that it's okay to let it go? What do you feel? Does it get worse or does it get better? Doesn't change much.
No, I'm in a numb state right this second for some reason.
It's okay.
I don't know what that means.
It's okay. So could you welcome up that numbness? That's just a feeling, right? Okay. And you've let feelings go before, right?
Yes.
Right. Would it be okay with you if you just sat with that numbness, welcomed it? Feelings come up because they want to leave. All right? Or they want to be healed. Or there may be a message for you in that numbness. Okay? Now don't go into your mind and think about that. All right? So could you just be with that numbness?
Yes.
Yeah. Now on a scale of 10 to 1, with 10 being like really, really numb, and 0 not being numb at all, what's your experience? Where are you?
I'm probably a 7.
You're probably a 7. Good. So, could you just be with it some more? Would it be okay with you if you recognize that this is your numbness? Right? It's not somebody else's.
Yes.
It's somehow your body and mind has created this for some reason, whatever it is. Right?
Well, I just want to mention angry voices are coming up as I try to let go of numbness. I'll just
Good.
mention that.
So let's not try anything, okay?
Okay.
All right? And those angry voices, can you just be with those for a second? Could you let them be heard?
Okay. Yes.
Okay? And could you just say yes to those angry voices? I hear you.
Yes. I hear you.
I hear you.
Yes.
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 Now these angry voices, they're a part of you, aren't they?
Yes.
So, like most of us, you have some anger inside.
Yes.
Right? All right? Is it okay with you just to know that that's there?
Yes.
Right. And sometimes we're not so conscious of these things. And they just stay suppressed down within us because it's not safe for them to come up. So can you see that right now you've gone to a deep and loving enough place where it's safe for these feelings to come up?
Yes.
Yeah. So could you give yourself some love and approval for that? Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah, you see how this is, you know, this is just what you want, even though you didn't think you wanted this. Right?
Right.
Yeah, at a deeper level, this is what we're looking for. We want the energy that's in there to be healed. Now imagine this energy comes up, you love it, and it transforms, and then you live a life without this anger within you. How does that feel?
It could be good.
It could be good, couldn't it? Would you rather just hang on to these voices? Is it
At this moment they seem a little real.
Yes. And it's okay to hang on to them. Would you rather just be with them for a while? There could be great wisdom in them.
Be with them.
Be with them.
I'm sort of willing either way, I guess.
Okay. So why don't you just be with them?
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Now, how bad are they? Are they scary?
They're more embarrassing.
Yeah. So we think all this stuff is scary and terrible, but it's really more embarrassing, right? So is that embarrassing because other people know about it now?
Oh, because they're childish.
Because they're childish. And they're part of you, and there's a childish part of you, right?
Yeah.
So would it be okay with you if you just go, yeah, there's a childish part of me? Is that all right with you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, all the people online, the people here in the room, you think there's childish parts of them too?
Yes.
Yeah. Sort of the human condition, isn't it? We have all this stuff. Some of it's childish, some of it's not. Would it be okay with you if you opened up to loving yourself some more?
Yes.
Yes. And could you love yourself some more?
Yes.
Yes. And could you love yourself some more?
Yes.
Yes. Now first, just go back here for a second and notice that the numbness, when you just stopped resisting it, shifted into these angry voices, right?
That's right.
So the numbness left, didn't it?
Yes.
Just by being with it and being okay with it. Yeah. Would it be all right with you if the angry voices shifted also?
Yes.
Yes. Just by being with them. Yes.
Yes.
How are you feeling right now?
How am I feeling?
How are you feeling? How much?
Affected. I feel affected. I don't know.
Good. So that feeling of being affected,
Uh-huh.
could you just be okay with that?
Okay.
And allow whatever feelings are coming up to be okay. Can you do that? Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah. So most of our life we spend fighting off feelings, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. And they don't go away. They just hide, right?
True. Yes.
So would it be okay with you if you moved into a new pattern of living with these feelings?
Oh yes.
That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay? I mean, they're there, and they might be angry, but they're more embarrassing than anything else. Okay? Is it okay with you if you just begin this process of welcoming up feelings whenever they arise, rather than resisting them?
Yes.
And just saying, oh, hello. Hello. Is that okay?
Yes. I just got this other feeling that I feel safe right this instant. It made me feel very emotional to think that I felt safe.
Good. Is it okay to feel safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Good. And is it okay to feel embarrassed?
Yes.
It is, isn't it? So do you notice when you feel these feelings, there's a new aliveness in your experience?
Yes.
Yeah. When we actually shut them down, we sort of numb ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
So is it okay with you, in this process of becoming less numb and more alive, if there's some experiences that go along with that process?
Yes.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing here, Kathy, is this big opening in your life. Can you view this as an opening?
Yes.
Yeah. And imagine living a life where feelings become a rich part of your experience. Feelings, could be embarrassment or could be feeling safety.
Yeah.
That's a new feeling for you, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a new feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine feeling safe all the time. How would that be?
Different.
Different, yeah. Yeah. See, to feel safe, you also have to be open to feeling these other things. You get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it okay if you feel these other things and you're safe also?
Yeah. There's a thought that comes up.
What's that thought?
It'll be trouble.
It'll be trouble. Yes. So imagine your life gets a little bit messy in this process.
Yes.
Okay? Now, is that so bad?
If it stays to be a little trouble, is that a big trouble?
Yeah. So could you trust your energetic body more than you can handle?
Yes.
You can, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
You sort of know that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, so that fear that there might be too much here, could you just love that fear and let that go?
Yes.
Yes. And here's the other truth here. If you really wanted to shut these feelings off right now, you could, couldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So who's in charge?
Me.
Yes. But some part of you has decided, I think from the experience you've been going through this last week, has decided that now it's time to open up to the fullness of life for you. Okay? Something's happened, right?
Yes.
Something's happened. And so a life that's been controlled and numbed is now being reborn. So when a baby's born, are there some birthing pains?
Yes.
Yes. And is it worth it?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Would it be worthwhile for you to be reborn into an emotionally rich life?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And is it okay if stuff comes up along with it?
Yes.
And then it just grows and it matures?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in control. You're in control, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You're in control. But could I encourage you to really embrace this with love?
Yes.
That it's a miracle happening in your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's a rebirth. How does that feel?
It feels good, thank you.
Feels good.
Feels really good.
Okay, I think we're in a good spot to
Yes,
stop.
I do. Thank you so much.
Kathy, thank you so much. Woo. All right, anyone online? Or anyone else here in the audience? Patrick? All right. Patrick was trying to get out of here and was so captivated by the last process that he couldn't leave. That got you a little bit, Patrick?
Well, I'd like to do a little bit of work on numbness.
Numbness.
Yeah, because I experience that a lot in pretty much all the abdominal area of my body. And this morning's topic, I asked myself, I'm very aware of the statistics you mentioned. It's a problem here in Iowa. Story about it in this month's Iowa Source magazine. Children that go missing, as you say, largely they've run away from difficult home situations. Boom, trafficked, either into some form of economic slavery or prostitution. And on the one hand, I thank God that I've had...
So let's go to your experience.
Well, my experience is, it's just, am I really getting this? That's all the intellect. What is this hard, ice-cold, numb feeling that I have in my gut?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to come and sit and work on.
Yes, good. So can you feel that ice-cold, numb feeling right now?
Yeah, it's inescapable.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it?
Well, I guess it's there because there's something I don't want to feel.
Yeah, so do you like that feeling?
Not at all.
Not at all. But, so you have your mind that doesn't like it, right?
Well, my mind just wants to, my mind just goes about, well, I'll just do everything else I do and I'll just ignore this.
Right.
It's just a part of it.
So by now you're sort of numb to it.
Very.
Okay, got you. But notice that there's a part of you that doesn't like this, and there's a part of you that creates this.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you let go of disapproving of the part of you that creates this?
I'm not entirely sure I'm in touch with the part of me that's creating this.
I understand. But from your mind and ego, that you're the conscious part of you,
Okay.
could you let go of disapproving of the part of your body, mind, that creates this numbness?
Yes, I can.
You can do
I
that.
can let go of that disapproval.
Yeah, you can make that decision, right?
Yes,
And
that I can do.
it's more of a decision than it is an energy release at that point.
Okay.
And I got that. That's fine. But where I'm inviting you to go is to realize that some deep wisdom within you is creating this numbness to protect you.
Okay.
Okay? That at some point there was energy in there you could not handle, and so it said, oh, we'll just shut this off for a while. Okay?
All right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Something like that happened.
Okay.
All right? Now, that may have happened when you were very young and couldn't handle it. It may not be necessary right now. Okay? And it's just a long-standing pattern of always been numb down there, so to stay numb down there.
Right.
Right. Is it okay with you if you start giving a new set of instructions that you are willing to experience and heal whatever's down there?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay, so you're willing to do that.
Yes.
Good. So it's been there for a lifetime. Okay? When was the first time you noticed it? How old were you?
I'm coming up with 2 times, one in early adolescence and another more powerfully at about age 25.
Okay. Let's go to the early adolescence one.
Okay.
Okay? Because quite often if we can unravel that, it'll start to unravel throughout the rest of your life. All right? So was there some experience where you noticed it, or did you just notice it? Did something trigger?
At that age, I can't say that I did. I would have to say, if I had to really define it and say, oh, yeah, something really happened here,
Okay.
it would be at age 25, at the time that a relationship crashed and burned.
Okay, good. Let's just go there.
Okay.
So when you're 25, a relationship crashed and burned, and what happened?
Well, I just shut down. I got terribly afraid that I had done something very, very wrong, and I just could not deal with the sense of being rejected. I just, it was a shutdown. It's the best word I can describe.
So can you go back to that time and place
in
memory
Okay. Yeah.
when you shut down, and can you look at everyone involved? Okay, look at yourself.
I can.
Look at the other person.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. And are you disapproving of yourself? Or of her? I assume it's a her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just, I guess I am really disapproving of, I'd like to say I'm disapproving of the situation, but in fact, I'm disapproving of myself.
Of yourself. That's what usually happens.
Yeah.
It looks like it's to the other person, but deep down it's always towards us. Okay?
Okay.
So, could you go back to that disapproval? And is that disapproval helping you today?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Right. So can you get in touch with that disapproval? And could you just be with it?
Yeah, I can do that.
Just be with it.
Settling with it.
Yes. And is it safe for you to heal that disapproval?
Two things are coming up. First one is, yes, of course, yes, it's safe, but I'm just going to go with yes. It is safe for me to heal this disapproval.
Okay. And that other voice, what was that one?
Well, it was just a sense of, no, it's not safe.
Good. So right there,
Yeah.
we have to address that.
Okay.
Okay? So could you honor that energy within yourself?
That's proving to be very difficult.
Yeah. So, but it's there, right?
Yeah.
So could you at least acknowledge that it's there?
Yeah, because what I'm getting now is that disapproval is actually, it's coming from people in my life whom I love deeply, trusted very much, and who I feel are disapproving of the actions that I took that led to this moment.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a problem.
So is it safe? But I really want you to honor that little voice, by the way,
Okay.
because that's why it's hard for you to release this.
Okay.
There's a voice that you don't even want to hear.
Right.
You're willing to say, "Oh, we'll ignore that voice there."
Mm.
You see that process?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's.
Gotcha. Okay. And what I'm inviting you to do is to recognize that voice is as much a part of you as your intellect saying, "No, I'm just going to go with it's safe."
Mm.
Okay.
Good. I've never. Yeah. That's. I've always just sort of. Oh, I'm brushing that away. These
Right.
people are long gone.
Right. Okay.
No.
So could you just go back to that little voice that says it's not safe?
Mm.
Okay. And what would happen if you did heal this energy? Why would it be unsafe? And maybe it's just nothing, and then it'll just disappear.
Well, I'm having the thought that the unsafe thing about it is the fear that I guess I would have had, especially at the time, up to that point, was, if I heal this and I feel good about it, I'm going to go out and misbehave again or do some more damage.
Gotcha. So there's a part of you that wants to hold on to these negative feelings as a way of motivating yourself.
Right, or just out of the fact that I can't trust myself.
Yes, right. So would it be okay with you if you healed these feelings and now 30, 40 years later you used your greater wisdom and love and common sense to behave in a way that you'd be happy with?
Absolutely.
That's okay, isn't it?
That is
Gotcha.
very okay.
That's very okay.
Yes.
So you're a different person now, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, of course you are. It's decades of meditating and all this work you've done. Okay?
Mm.
So go back to those feelings of disapproval, both from the people around you and from your own disapproving of yourself.
Yeah.
And could you just be with those feelings?
I can, and when it comes to like ancestors or elders, their voices, I really understand why they showed up or why I had them show up. And what I'm getting at the moment is I really, really need to sit and make peace with them, because so much of that voice and what they were sending to me was out of their own
stuff,
their own damages.
Yes, and they're counting on you to heal that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
That's the opportunity.
That's the opportunity.
Yeah.
So right now, okay, is it okay with you if you heal that?
It really is, and it's not. It is for my sake, which is what I wanted when I started this conversation. But it is also for theirs.
For their sakes, yeah. So good. So could you just feel that disapproval, their stuff and your stuff? And could you just let it go or let it transform into love?
Yeah, I could feel that starting to happen just in the course of discussing and identifying who they were.
Yes.
And it is completely okay. And as a matter of fact, this is sort of like all of us, or the two or three of us, are just sitting down together and saying, thank God that's over.
Yes. Perfect. And so is it okay if it's easy and quick that all this energy transforms? Or maybe it's done already, I don't know.
Well, it may take a truly letting it all go.
May take a little time.
Yeah.
Is it okay if it's
but
easy?
Yeah, it's absolutely okay, and it.
Easy and quick.
Yeah. This.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a big step right there.
Yeah.
Do you need to go any further right now?
Well, I guess what I'd like to do is simply embrace and love that process, those people, those voices,
Good.
and let this letting go proceed. I'm not throwing off my crutches and saying, hallelujah, I'm healed, but I have a sense that there's a lot of promise.
Good.
And just that.
So just right now then, could you give them some love?
Yeah.
A lot of love.
Yep.
Let it pour out of you, and love for yourself.
Yeah.
Even if you made a mistake when you're 25. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Okay? But a lot of love for yourself and a lot of love for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're speaking and looking differently right now, Patrick.
Good. Thank you for that feedback.
Yeah. It's really remarkable how different you look.
Really?
You're like beaten up as you walked up here.
Well, that's the way it feels a lot, and it's so. Yeah. Well, thanks for that feedback and for the work, Steve. Yeah, I'd like to let this process run for a while and just consult back to it if the issue or that feeling or the physiology starts manifesting that again.
So I'm going to say you're going to end up with a new stomach.
Be nice.
New abdominal area.
I could use one.
Where you can feel it.
Yeah. Good.
So, good. All right.
Good.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
for
all the things you're doing here and for this work.
All right. So it's 10:15 here in Iowa. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank
you. We're going to call this a day. And if you guys can spread the word to your friends that this second half is back on, that'd be a big help. And other than that, I'm going to unmute everyone and just say hello, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye, Steve.
Thanks again, Steve.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Morning, Bosch.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's stop this meeting.